Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. I look very extra today, don't I? And usually I'm so basic, but I said today I was going to try out the new Carnival palette. This is in collaboration with a makeup artist called Stacey, and look at the goodness that is inside this palette. I am so excited when I received this. I'm finally getting around to actually doing a video with it because I feel like it's been a hot minute since I decided I was going to do a tutorial with this. So I'm just going to go through a couple of facts about this, just if you are wondering about purchasing it. You can buy this on Beauty Bay. That's where I bought mine. Beauty Bay is my favorite place to buy makeup from because they have the best customer service, the best shipping times, they get everything out on time, and I just feel like everything comes well packaged. So this palette is €45, which is average, I guess. There is 17 vibrant matte shades, 7 highly pigmented shimmer shades, and 2 highlight shades. I wouldn't necessarily call Moony and Pink Me shimmery. They are definitely more duochrome eyeshadows, and they're not as creamy, I would say, as the other shades that are more metallic, like Breezy, Hustle, Queenie, and Hush. You've got an array of like blues and greens and purples and pinks and yellows and oranges. You've got something for everybody who is into colourful eyeshadow looks. This colour down here, Liquor, is the most deepest shade in the palette, and this is actually a deep purpley brown, and then obviously Mood is quite deep as well, but that's a navy. So you can deepen up looks with this. You've got 3 neutral shades here to kind of create, I suppose, like a neutral eye look if you wanted to, and then add a pop of colour. But primarily what I can see from this eyeshadow palette is going to be those for those of you who like a pop of colour, or to go for like a complete colourful eyeshadow look, as what I have on my eyes today. For me personally, I love an eyeshadow palette like this with all the colours in one place. I just dug my finger into one of the shadows. Great. I love my Viseart colourful eyeshadow palette because it has all colourful eyeshadows in one place. And I also think the 35B palette from Morphe that they've discontinued, it had loads of colourful shades in it. Great to have all the colours in one place, and that's what I think about this. I do have a couple of, you know, should you buy it and why I would recommend to buy it, and maybe why you wouldn't need it. So I do talk about that at the end of the video, but just in regards to pricing, where you buy it, the quality of the shadows, that's all I'm going to say so far. You will not be disappointed with the pigmentation of this eyeshadow palette. I was actually floored because I didn't think that it would perform as well as it did. I have absolutely no dealings with the brand Be Perfect, Stacey Marie, anything. Nobody knows that I'm making this video, so I'm making that comment like I always do, honestly. And I do think that the pigmentation is insane in this, and it's making me want to try more Be Perfect palettes. I have another one, the Louise something or other palette, and I really like that one, but I just don't dip into it as often. I feel like I'm actually going to get more use out of this palette because it will definitely be something I'm saying, oh, I want a little bit of purple, where do I go to? I'll go to this palette. You know what I mean? I just feel like this is a great palette if I want a colourful eyeshadow look. So I'm going to go on and do the tutorial and then the full review at the end. If you guys want to see more about that, then definitely keep watching. Let's get into the tutorial, and then I will give you my full thoughts and review at the end of this video. Palette. I have no idea where I'm going to go because of all the beautiful colours, but I think we're going to start with some sort of transition, and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is called Basic, and I'm just going to throw that into my crease just to start off this look, I guess. Like I said, I have no idea what I am going to do. Okay, next up I'm thinking I'm going to take the shade Funky, which is this neon pink shade, and I'm just going to pop that through the crease as well, just on top of the brown shade, and just add a bit of colour. Oh, that's really pigmented. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used the first colour on, just to kind of blend it out, because I don't want this crease to be crazy pigmented. Next I'm going to take this light purple shade here, which is called Chant, and I'm just going to take this on a Morphe, this is the Y19 brush, and I'm just going to pop that on the outer and inner corner of my eye, because I'm thinking I'm going to create a halo, but I'm going to build it up, I guess. I want to disperse it first, so that's why I'm using a fluffy brush. And don't worry about the mess out here because I will clean it up with concealer. I'm just going to leave the middle bit blank because I'm doing, like I said, a spotlight eye. Hopefully this works out. With coloured shadows you have to blend an awful lot, and you have to make sure that it doesn't get muddy, because it can get muddy really quickly. I'm going to deepen up the outer and inner V with Wasted, which is this amazing purple, which is really why I kind of bought the whole palette, to be honest. And I'm just going to apply that in the same position as I applied the first purple, but just keeping it a little bit lower. These shades are actually super pigmented. I'm really, really, really happy with them. They're quite beautiful. Let's go back in with that purple shade again, the first light shade that I used, just to kind of blend everything out. I'm really happy with the way that's turning out. It's quite extreme, but hello, that's what we're going for today. So next up for the center, I'm just taking a little bit of concealer. This is almost out, my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm so sad, so sad. And I'm gonna take that on a little, Wet n Wild brush and just apply that into the center, just to clean up the center portion of my eye, I guess. I messed up with that concealer just a teeny tiny bit, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna take the shade Breezy. I don't know how this is gonna work out, because I was gonna go with the shade Queenie, but come on, that's so basic, Ashling. Let's try something a little bit different. And I'm just gonna pop that right into the center. I am so scared. This better go together well. Wow, that shade is fabulous. There's a bit of fallout from that shade, guys. Like, not gonna lie, this is the only shadow I've had an issue with, but that's because it's quite shimmery. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend the purple a little bit over the teal, and then vice versa, the teal over the purple, just to make sure they're a little bit more seamless on the lid. I'm going to take the shade Mint and apply it over the top of that teal shade and just blend it out. Sorry, I should show you the color that I'm talking about. It's this shade here. And then just add back in a little bit more purple, because I feel like I lost some of that wasted color, that deep purple. So now I'm just going to clean up my outer corner with some concealer, and I'll come back and show you how to do, or what I'm going to do with the bottom. Right, so next up I'm going to apply the highlight in the shade Thinner, this one here, underneath my brow bone, just to highlight the area. It's just a really nice kind of golden shade. It's not too overkill. I think we've enough going on the lid now, to be honest. And then I'm going to apply it to the inner corner. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to apply the shade Moon, which is kind of like a... There's an iridescent of gold off that. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's apply that in there. Does anyone use the word cool anymore? Am I so uncool for using the word cool? Next up, I'm going to go in with the shade Chant, and I'm just going to rub that on the outer and inner corner of my eye. Take the shade Breezy and apply that just to the center. Then I'm going to go back in with Wasted and then go over the outer and inner corner as well. So now I'm going to do some wing liner, and I'm going to take the shade Midnight from Ingot. I'm just going to wing out the outer corner. So I'm just going to finish my wing, and then I will come back and talk to you guys a little bit more about this. So I'm going to take the shade Sinner here, and I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones. Ooh, super pretty. Oh my god, that is so pretty. So pretty. Glowing for the gods. Okay, so that is my completed look with the Carnival palette from Be Perfect. So I have a ton of thoughts on this palette. So I'm going to start off by saying I think the layout of this palette is amazing. I think the color selection is incredible. I think everything in it fits into this palette, exactly what I think of when I think of a colourful eyeshadow palette. This has everything I need, from your blues to your purples to your pink. It has neon colours, it has a bright yellow, it kind of has everything you would need from an eyeshadow palette that has colour in it. The pigmentation of this eyeshadow palette is insane. Like, look at that, guys. It's really, really, really good. They blend it out unbelievably well on the eyes. I have nothing negative to actually say about the formula or how it blends, and I really, really, really recommend it for those of you who are looking for a bright eyeshadow palette. So I think the highlighters are just incredible. Like, that highlighter is insane. I don't really like Saint that much, but that's just because it's not my personal preference when it comes to highlighter. It kind of has like a pink iridescent to it, but if you like that, then go for it. But Sinner, beautiful. Like, you can see it there. It's just stunning. So another pro that I have for this palette is these kind of metallic shades. They are so well pigmented, they are so well formulated, and they just create, I'm running out of space here, but yeah, you get the point. They just create a beautiful effect to an eyeshadow look. It doesn't have to be all matte, it doesn't have to be all shimmery. There is a good mixture of matte and shimmery. Purples are my favorite shade, but I like matte, a good deep matte purple. I like a navy to be a matte shade, especially when I'm deepening up a blue look. Do you need to buy this palette, or is this a recommended palette? For those of you who like colourful eyeshadows, I say yes. My sister and I were actually just discussing this because our cousin does drag. When he wears makeup, like bright colours, you really want it to be intense, and he uses this palette and it actually shows up really well in him. It looks amazing on his skin, like really good, in his eyes, really bright, really pigmented. If you are going to be buying this, you want to be buying it for the colours, because I wouldn't be buying it for the neutral shades, because you only have, we'll say, like 4, 5, 6, 7 neutral shades maybe in the entire palette, and the rest are colors. So you want to be using this for the colors. The thing that I do recommend with this is, if you are using a different palette and you're creating like a basic eye look, if you want to use like a pop of mint or a bit of yellow or a bit of purple or a bit of orange or pink, then this is your go-to palette. So you don't have to obviously do what I did today and mix all the eyeshadows together. I just wanted to test them out in the formula and everything. I do say, if you're interested in colourful eyeshadows that are pigmented, that show up on the skin, that are gonna, well, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'll write that in the description, but I feel like they're gonna last really well. If my cousin uses them on stage and they last really well, then I would say, you know, go for it. I only have 2 complaints. That's it. 2 complaints. Me, 2 complaints. The first one is there is no matte cream setting powder. I understand that Stacey Marie, the makeup artist behind this, doesn't use a setting powder on her eye. For me, it's just kind of a mist shadow, just to set the lid or just to highlight under the brow bone. The other complaint, you guys probably know this, is there's no black. I understand this is a colourful eyeshadow palette, but I do find that black is great to put down as a base, and then you can go over with something like Breezy and it makes it pop even more intensely. I mean, I'm not going to die without them. I feel like this palette for me is going to be a palette that I dip into when I want that pop of colour, or if I'm saying, I just want a whole colourful eye look tonight, I'm going to wear, you know, bright colours all of my eyes. That's what I would obviously dip into this for. That's all I have to say about it. I highly recommend it. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's an amazing palette. I would repurchase this again in a heartbeat, and I love the eyeshadow look that I came up with today, because it's something definitely different for me, and my lips look like death, so I need to go find something else for them right now. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know what other videos you would like to see coming up on my channel, and I'll try and get to them ASAP. I love you guys so much for tuning in today, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye, guys!